Hello, everybody, and welcome to the L.P.P. Base Camp. I'm Justin, and across from me is one of the co-hosts, Jerome.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Going to be right here at Pit Base Camp, hanging out, telling some stories, talking about everyday life, drinking some beer. And beside me, I've got two of the greatest pirates that ever lived, two of my best friends. Go ahead and introduce yourself, boys.
This is Garrett. The OGs are here tonight with the L.P.Ps. This is going to be a good time. We've talked about doing this. Paco and Jerome brought this up, and we were just, boom, let's do it. Let's get on it.
I feel that, dude.
Yeah.
They call me
I got one
BY,
right in front of me.
another OG. I'm a pack my bag and tell me what time kind of dude, you know what I mean? That's how I roll. And I'm glad to find these dudes. We go on adventures together all the time, and let's tell you some stories.
All right, guys, sounds good. We'll start off. So, the Little Pigeon Pirates, which is L.P.P., it started off with me and Garrett. Me and Garrett we met each other through his wife. His wife worked at the Casual Pint in Sevierville, place that used to go and played Singo, hung out. My son works there now.
Wait, what'd you say? Did you say Singo? All right. Sorry.
We'll leave that screaming Singo for another episode.
Sing.
If you guys know me, you know exactly what he's talking about. But so back to where it all started from is, me and Garrett got together through his wife, just mutual conversation, just random conversation about, where we started, where we was at, and life goals. And one of my things was when I was growing up, I wanted to be a raft guide. And had it not been for Time Warner Cable, I would have been a raft guide. And Trish says, "Oh, my husband's a raft guide in Hartford." And I'm like, "Oh, really? That's so cool." So anyway, me and Garrett got together and got to talking, and we, made our first trip in a kayak together. And we started on the Little Pigeon. We ended up on the French Broad.
And that was a long day.
It was a long day. It was like a 7 or 8 hour day, which is, not that bad, but, we had a couple of semi-experienced people with us. And, it was a fun day. I had a blast. There was a lot of scenery. And
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And like he was saying, I worked up at Hartford at Rip Roaring Adventure, and we and it kind of sparked a fire in us. We're like, I've always wanted to kayak ever since I started this job, and that started that back in 2017, I believe, and really got me into the whitewater community and kayaking. Wanted to do more of that, and then when I found somebody, I'd been talking to Trish, like, I want to meet somebody around here that I can do this stuff with, and stumbled upon Jerome, and here we are. And we had a few other friends that wanted to do it, Carlos and Hannah, and that was our first trip. It was kind of like Jerome was guiding us through the trip. He was our guide. I was the river guide on the raft.
I think I was the only person that had been down that river.
Oh yeah, I think so. I'd been down parts of that river, just not all of it. And but I was the raft guide, and Jerome was our kayak guide that day. And it was, once that started, it fell into place. And then we met B-Watt. I already knew B-Watt.
Well, we knew B-Watt.
We didn't know him mutually. Like, we didn't know him together.
I think we shared pictures, is what it was. We all, oh, you got that, I got that. Yeah. Hey, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean? Again, it goes back to the Casual Pints. Yeah. One of those things, you're in there, you're drinking beer, and sometimes conversation misses your hobbies and your likes. And I think kayaking come up, and B was like, "I got a kayak. Let's go kayaking. Yeah, when we going kayaking? I'm ready to go. Just tell me when."
Yeah, and I'll pack a bag and get in the back of the car and let's go.
Yeah.
And
I don't need details, baby.
Our first trip with Carlos and Hannah, that wasn't L.P.P. Like, we didn't even think about that. And then it happened a little bit later whenever we kind of met up with B-Watt. So if you want to Tell a little
Well,
bit about yourself about that.
For one reason, while we're here, the Buffalo trip is what really solidified the whole deal. And the Buffalo trip almost didn't happen, if you remember.
Oh yeah.
Why we had to scramble to get it all together because he wasn't sure if he was going to, I know it had got brought up
that
and brought up,
conversation's
but
hilarious,
but when it was actually like, all right, go time, everybody's scrambling to get gear, and
Yeah.
So
and I did not know it was his first time. I would have not known it.
So the Buffalo River was my dream child. I mean it was one of those things where I wanted to go to Buffalo, and going back to a YouTube video that I'd seen years ago, and I can't think of the guy's name off the top of my head, Brannigan or something. He don't even make videos anymore, and so I seen that river trip, and that was just a dream. And we of course you sit out on the patio at the pint, and you're 4 or 5 beers in, and everything sounds like a great idea. And but I was serious. The only reason I hadn't left and went and done this is because Christy, my wife, you'll meet her eventually here. Christy wouldn't let me go by myself. And, I'm kind of like the old man out of the group. And after 40, she was like, you can't go by yourself. So now she's like, please go by yourself.
Like me and him would have been capable.
Like we did something. Like we made something happen. Like he was keeping up with us.
I'll tell you. Real question. Am I the only one that has butterflies in my belly every time we launch?
Every
time.
Oh, every time.
Because it's just that feeling. I hope I have everything.
Every time
because once you launch that boat, it's all over.
Every time I snap the skirt on, every time that the nose of that boat hits the water, every time.
So, Paco,
yeah,
how did you meet everybody?
Well,
because you're starting this thing, man. We got
like you all said, casual pints when I met all y'all.
Yeah.
So I don't consider you friends. I consider you brothers and family. So I had a bass boat and can't kayak with a bass boat. Jerome talked me into getting a kayak, so got a kayak and started kayaking. Now I started with the one. Now I think I got 9.
Yeah,
I think you have the most.
We'll get into Paco's obsessions and hobbies later on, but there's numerous, and it's going to make for some great content. I hope.
Hey, what can I say? I like to have fun.
So what are we jaw jacking about this?
Let's just we'll start from the beginning where we started at. Of course, I think we covered me and Garrett.
We were on that.
We got together and it's like, hey, let's go kayaking.
And that's how it happened.
And then it kind of got out.
And it was about 2 weeks' notice.
Yeah,
because McKinley just happened to be going at the same
time.
time.
No, I'm not even going to the Buffalo yet. I'm talking about some of our trips we've took on the Little Pigeon, our local.
Yeah, we
trips.
went whitewater. Yeah,
but we did a fun run and went down from the Hartford run on the Big Pigeon.
Oh,
that was a lot of fun, and Garrett was letting Garrett guide. Me and B-Watt was paddling along, and we come down the first rapid, the first real scenic. I don't know, what am I looking at? Attraction, I guess. Garrett goes, "Give me 2," and we both hit 2.
It took me a minute to realize what he was doing.
So then he turns the boat and he goes, "Give me 2 more." And I look up and we're headed for Big Ass Rock.
He's trying to
BFR, baby.
I wound up in his lap several times.
Friendly rock.
Big friendly rock.
I didn't fall out, but I fell in his lap.
I was like, no more. Don't do that no more. Quit scaring the tourists, because I was calling B-Watt a tourist.
I do remember I specifically said, give me 2. And I got the weakest paddles I have ever gotten on a whitewater raft. This was
we figured out what you were doing. Don't be calling us out.
Listen, this was right out of the gate, so you
Like
had to
we ain't digging
you had to
in.
get acclimated. And then, like, I remember I was like, "Boys, you're gonna have to give me something harder than that, or else we're not gonna go anywhere."
In mine and B.Watt's defense, we may or may have not been drinking. All right, so we all our Little Pigeon River trips. We started out. We did one trip. Garrett has a GoPro. I got a GoPro. We videoed some stuff, and it started out as just a play on words. It was the Pirates of the Little Pigeon. It's kind of where it started at. And Garrett kind of coined Little Pigeon Pirates.
So if you don't know where Little Pigeon is, it is the river that runs directly through Sevierville, Tennessee. For all of you Seviervillians that don't know where,
not Seaverville,
but that is our home river. That is our home river.
That's our home river.
So we coin everything off that.
Yeah.
So actually,
it's where it all started.
We claim to be the Little Pigeon Pirates, but none of us ever had a pirate flag on the river until Paco.
Tell me.
This is true.
And this
Paco
was
showed up.
the second summer after we coined.
Yeah. That was the second summer because we did our big group trip.
That's the first time you had to sit on top. Was in Missouri, right?
No, yeah, Missouri was the first time I had to sit on top.
The pirate flag.
The pirate flag was in a Swifty Deluxe.
That was in his first boat. He had a Swifty Deluxe, a 10.
It was a 12.5.
12 foot. Okay. Let's see. Supermaid on TikTok.
She's famous.
She's got some great videos, and she's got some of our trips on there.
What are you paddling out there on the Buffalo?
So now I paddle. So let's back up.
I think we should talk about our boats.
Yeah.
But hey, listen. But you went straight to the Buffalo, son. We're talking about want to talk about one boat.
We ain't got to the Buffalo.
I want to talk about our boats. So
let's talk about boats in general.
Let's Justin. You got the most boats. Let's
Justin.
Don't ask me what they all are.
Tell us about your 94 boats that you got.
Justin.
About the bona fide.
Oh, the bona fide.
So Justin has 37 boats. He had to rent a warehouse to store kayaks.
He's got 2 racks. He had to get an extra roof on his car to get 2 racks on them.
If you need to borrow a boat, Justin's your dude.
Yeah, I got.
He has set in, set on, set outside of, walk behinds, push mowers, and anything in between. He is your dude.
Oh, you got a couple trucks? I didn't know he had trucks.
He has one of those, like when it's kayak season. Justin
walk
has.
Behind it, just go scooping.
Justin has one of those big air, wavy guys that blows up, like you see in front of the car lots. Mm-hmm. Justin has kayak rentals or owners.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's a 12-foot skeleton.
Yeah, it is a 12-foot skeleton. No, my actually first kayak was the Swifty Deluxe, which I bought it on clearance at Dick's Sporting Goods and never put it in the water until you all got me in there, and then you got me liking it, and then you invited me to
and that's a good boat. That Swifty is a nice boat.
It's solid.
It's a roto-motor boat. It's bolt. I didn't say bolt. I said boat. I swear to God.
But
it's a roto-motor boat. So it's a good boat.
That first time when we launched, what was you feeling?
Actually, I was just excited.
Excited.
No nerves, no nothing.
You really wouldn't.
I did have a thought in the back of that head that I would, as soon as I pushed off, I was going over. But
like I say, it's not fear, but there's always some kind of like, did I get this? Did I get that?
Let's see. Who was our big trip? Our big local trip. We had 22.
And a dog.
22 and a dog.
Yeah,
a small dog.
What was that, mid-August?
Yeah. So, what's your favorite boat, Paco?
Of mine?
Yeah, let's hear about that sucker because I think it's beautiful.
We all know.
I'm going to talk about the Bonafide.
Tell us about the Bonafide.
Tell us about the Bonafide.
That's a sweet ride.
It is a sweet ride. The Bonafide is a actual fishing sit on top / you can stand up on it.
Who you rocking? Ascend?
Huh?
Ascend, right?
No, bonafide.
No, bonafide.
Bonafide.
That bonafide.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a big old boat.
It is, and it. I mean,
So he's bonafide. What are
so
you?
Yeah. Well, so
I'm the paterfamilias.
So
I was
B-What,
trying not to say
how many boats you got?
As a matter of fact, I got 4 boats.
So tell us about your
What
boats.
Oh, my boats?
Yeah, tell us about.
One of my boats has got a big hole in the back of it, just like his elbow. But my other boat, my Liquid Logic, little mini me, is top shelf 12.
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, it's got the pole holders and the.
That's a nice boat.
All right, here we go. So we got B-What covered. B-What has a Liquid Logic XP9.
Yes.
Right. 2 D10s, Ascends out of Bass Pro, 1 seat.
And an F12.
And an F12.
Yep.
Assumed.
And it's also an Ascend out of Bass Pro. Good boats.
Great boats, honestly.
Followed
solid,
B-What for 500-600 miles.
The blind pirate will not steer you wrong.
And he is definitely the blind pirate.
I have given people.
Grab a hold of something and give it hell. That's my advice.
So I've given people advice on what boats to buy, and the D10, D12s are my go-to to anytime anyone's asking what kind of boat should I get.
If
you're just going recreational boating, you want to paddle down the French Broad, you want to paddle down the Pigeon River, the Little Pigeon River. Perfect boat. And if you want to get on the lake.
For a recreational paddler who wants to paddle flat rivers, no rapids, throw it out on the lake, paddle around, go out to an island, camp out. You want to carry some gear. There's plenty of room to carry gear.
You can't beat that boat, man. You can't beat it.
All right, so my boats, I have a few, but anyway, the boat that my favorite boat, and I love it, it's an XP10 Liquid Logic.
The big brother of B-Watts.
Big brother, and that's where
literally same color and everything.
When I read the review on that boat, it was one of the editors from Canoe and Kayak magazine. He had went down the Colorado River on a 7-day trip, self-supported, and that's kind of what made me buy that boat, because it was a crossover, and I bought it so that I could hit Class 2, Class 3, and carry all my camping gear.
I tell you what, the Ascend D10, if you're going on a long haul trip, it's amazing to me.
Yeah, because we just talked about how we were talking about like short trips. That
I don't have to worry about. I take 55 liters and 2 30s and put them in the back, and you're good to go. And if you flip, you ain't gonna lose them, because I flipped. And if you're gonna pack them right, you ain't gonna lose shit.
Yeah. So with the XP10s and the XP9, there's plenty of room in the back. Stuff that you want to keep dry, you just put it back there. So when I pack my gear, I pack everything in the back that I know I want to keep dry. That's where my food goes. My all my camp gear.
Yeah, you're gonna have to teach me this year how
so
to pack.
In the front, I do a 55 in the front, and I just kick it down in the very nose of the boat, and that's where I keep hammock, under quilts, and everything like that. But I wear a dry skirt, so that kind of keeps the water out. And the rivers that we trip on, we're not running Class 3 and 4. We're, Class 1 and 2, maybe a heavy 2 at the most.
2+. Yeah.
All right, so I also have a Heritage Featherlight that was one of the very first boats that I bought after a long period of not being on the water. And I bought that boat because it was roto-molded. I could buy a skirt for it, and it's just a recreational boat, but it was a heavy-duty boat.
The Red Butte.
The Red Butte.
Red Butte.
So I've put a lot of miles on that boat. It's been in
You can tell.
French Broad. It's been on the Little Pigeon. It's been on the Holston. It's been on a bunch of East Tennessee rivers. And Christy has hauled it all over this country.
She will not ride that thing anymore.
No, she still rides it. She did have a bit of an experience in the French Broad.
Couple of experience.
But on the French Broad, I was a little scared.
Oh, you were.
And if Christy hadn't been afraid of the water, I take her kayak and she's scared to death of the water. But anyway, if you hadn't been afraid of the water, it wouldn't have been that bad because you could have walked out of that boat and saved me and Matt Johnstone a lot
Yeah, you could just stood up.
of problems. You could have just stood up. It's calf deep water, but it's swift water.
I was gonna say it, but yeah, you could just stood up.
Me and Johnstone comes at it with cuts and bruises and broke toes and everything else, and Christy's like, "Oh, I almost drowned." And I'm like, "It was never over your waist. The water was never over your waist. You never even got your hair was dry."
Shut up.
Which leads us to our first lessons, ladies and
All
gentlemen.
right, so let's get away from
the water.
That is true.
Let's get
This
away
is true.
from me because that's my two main boats. I've got a bunch of other boats. I've got a bunch of Walmart
Alright,
boats.
So
a
is it
bunch
my
of
turn?
Pelican
Garrett, your
boats.
turn.
So let's hear about your
Is it my
boats
turn?
because
I have
I'm more impressed with your boats and B-Watt's boats
gotta
as
stay
far
there,
as travel.
honestly, I think I might not have the most boats, but I do have the most. Oh, how do you
Diverse.
put this? I have
Diverse boats, yeah.
yes, the most diverse boats.
You kinda
I have
cover
one for a
every
little bit of
genre.
everything.
You got some
My
boats.
favorite boat that I have is my cheapest and my easiest boat to handle, and it's my Old Town orange beat up snow kayak.
That's the
boat.
snow kayak.
It's my snow kayaking boat. That's my midnight float boat. That's my every day. If I'm just gonna throw something on top of the car and go float, that's my boat.
No, we got some video
God.
of that on
We got-
Little Pigeon
Little Pigeon
Pirates.
Pirates?
Little Pigeon _Pirates on Instagram.
Instagram. Yes, we are on Instagram. That is right. But that is my favorite boat that I love to just throw on top of the car. Let's go float.
That's just,
I can take it anywhere, literally
yeah.
anywhere.
Now wait a minute.
I have
And-
taken.
Now, wait a minute. We need to back up here when you say anywhere because
it is true.
nobody understands anywhere.
No.
So
I can,
where did me and you take that boat?
So I took a flat bottom boat, Old Town, should not have been even close to this, on a Class 4 river up in Hartford, and I survived. Let's just put it that way. I flipped 7 times, but I
Swam a
did
lot, didn't you?
make it through a Class 4 rapid without flipping.
How long did you swim?
A lot.
Now the last Class 4 rapid, I swam about a mile.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty daggone close. Yeah, it's great.
And then-
Crack that ass.
yeah. So that's my favorite boat is Old Town, and then one of my. So we'll go on. I'll just
There's
touch
more
all
to
of
this
these.
story. We'll cover it here
Yeah.
in just a
Oh, yeah.
second.
It's bad.
Word.
So I'll touch all my boats.
That's sweet.
The next
That's
boat that I
great
got out for a Christmas present. It was a green 12-foot Ascend FS12, and that is what I've used on every overnight trip.
Bass Pro.
Oh,
again.
God.
Oh, we got a
Bass
Bass Pro
Pro.
right down
Yeah.
the road.
Green and
so-
white one?
The plain old green, the
Oh,
big
just
green
green.
one. Yeah, that I use on Buffalo, the current. What I've used on all my big trips. It's a hoss. It's not a bona fide, but by gosh, it does move a little bit better than bona fide. It does.
A little lower center of gravity on
Yeah,
that boat
it-
too.
But I can put everything on there. I can pack it down. I have a cooler, comfortable seat. I mean, just a good boat. You know, mostly used for fishing. But man, I ripped it out there on the Kern River. Just let it have it. It was easy moving. Then we'll go into my whitewater boats. So I have a crossover. I am not a twin of these Liquid Logic brothers over here.
Loser.
Yeah, I'm not a liquid logic person. Apparently, I have 2 dagger boats. Those in the whitewater community knows what the daggers are. I have I don't even know what the green one is. I think it's a GT9 GT96.
GT.
Yeah, I have a blue GT96.
A
It's a
sister
whitewater
to
boat.
the L squared.
It could be.
But it's my whitewater boat. I haven't really used it a lot. I use it. You can
It's a
find it
nice
on
boat.
Instagram. It's I surf on it in the Little Pigeon River.
That's about the only place you can paddle it.
Yeah,
WFT.
I need to I need to learn how to roll. I do have a whitewater boat and I don't know how to roll, so that is on my to do list. But I do love that boat. It's a good boat.
That's
it's
a
comfortable.
damn good boat.
And then I have a green and white, which is my most beautiful boat. It's a green and white dagger.
Green, white, and gray.
Green, white, and gray.
I throw the gray in there.
It does
Dagger
have that gray.
Katana. Dagger
Especially
Katana.
the seat.
Beautiful
A lot
boat.
of gray.
It's amazing.
Comfortable seat.
Yeah.
I'll
10
say
foot.
that,
Comfortable seat. I mean, they've already touched on the versatility
yeah.
of
Thigh pads are on point.
Oh yeah, but Jerome and B Watts already touched point on how you pack out that thing, and it's pretty much the same thing as the Liquid
Right,
Logics,
yeah.
but
I think
it's a great boat.
the cubic inch storage space is very similar.
Yeah,
on both.
they're pretty much the same boat as
a little
the
bit bigger.
XP10. And then my last boat, I'm the only one that has a stand-up paddleboard, and I do a lot of headstands, a little bit of yoga going on there. Do little back flips, have some fun. That is my just cruising boat when I want to just not have to worry about putting a kayak on top of my car. I'd say I'm the most diverse. Even though I think Jerome's done all this, he doesn't do it currently because he's 55.
You know what? I appreciate that because I look great for 60.
So that's all my
I am
boats.
not 55.
I did
I am 51.
sell the absolute worst boat I've ever had in my life. And it's the absolute. We will never put a single person back on this boat. And Jerome now owns it.
Oh my
Actually,
God.
Caleb owns
Caleb
it.
owns it.
And
That's
it is
the one that has the record of flips.
FS10.
Oh yeah.
Everyone who rides that FS10 green boat
And I just
flips
think,
out of it.
so that boat, it's
Everybody.
short, and when
It's not
when
wide.
the factory seat is in it, which we no longer have because
I
we put
wouldn't
somebody on it
pound
that
that
didn't belong
motherfucker
in it. We
for
lost
5
the
days.
seat,
Fuck that.
and even without the seat, the center of gravity on that thing is off.
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, all the boats that we've talked about, I would give good reviews, but that FS10 is just awful. It really is. It's just not a good boat.
Yeah, we're getting Caleb a new boat.
Yeah.
Caleb
And
will
you're
have-
going to hear
Caleb
some
will have
Caleb stories.
There's a
because
bunch.
Gotta get
Caleb's
something
my
they
son,
can
and
control
Caleb
his
is
hips in,
the
because
fourth
that's what it is.
OG pirate.
He gets some hips going one there, and I was like, bro, you got to quit squirming.
Honestly,
Just
I think
settle.
Caleb does the best on the boat because he's freaking 90 pounds soaking
Caleb
wet.
do the best
Well,
on
he's
the boat,
paddled
fuck,
it.
don't
He's
he?
paddled
Well,
1,000 miles.
Yeah, I mean he's paddled a lot. And
That's
he's,
why I
and he's
knew
light.
Matt was gonna be the one dipping
Well, I
the
think
first time in
on our
Missouri.
Missouri trip,
Yep.
Caleb and Jerome was the only ones that didn't turn.
We were the only ones that didn't turn over.
Yep, I'll take a
Matt was the
count
first
on that one.
I
I'll take a swimmer bell.
I'll take your single on that one.
Yeah.
Well, like they always say, we're all in between swims.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't swim, you ain't doing it right.
Right. Exactly.
You don't want to swim every time, but
No.
you
I had
will
my-
swim.
But
my time to
I
share.
had my fair share of swims, that.
I've had
So
mine.
we were telling that story of me and you going down the Pigeon, and you had that Old Town. And I'm pretty sure I swam 3 times, and all 3 times was trying to catch your boat to get it
Yeah.
back to you.
Yeah, I agree with that. No, that was a terrible decision, and I will never make that
It was a
a decision again.
bad decision on both our parts, and it was a dangerous decision on both.
It was
our
very
parts.
dangerous.
After
Very
looking
dangerous.
back, but no.
But you know what?
But it made for a good story. It made for a lot of
It-
fun.
And it was it's very humbling, and it was
All right, we
A
do
lot
a
of-
bull story.
no.
We're talking stories.
So the one thing that sticks out in my mind is, it was either your boat or my boat because I swam double accelerator. which is
double
a class,
reactionary. Yeah.
which is a class
I swam
4 rapid.
Richardville.
And so I swam that rapid, and when you come out of that rapid, it's a huge lake. I mean, you know, you might as well call it a lake. It's flat, it's smooth, and it's slow. But your kayak was way ahead of mine, and it was either my kayak or yours. And I got mine.
I don't blame you on that.
And I swam to the beach while you were walking the 1.5 miles back to me.
Yes.
And so I get the water drained out of mine. I'm huffing and puffing. And you finally show up, and he's like, "Oh man, where's my boat?" And I was like,
It's gone.
It's gone. It's gone."
I tell you, I learned a lot that trip because I did make it through a class 4
Y'all
rapid
found it?
in that boat. Oh yeah, we found it.
Oh yeah, that's part of the
landed
story.
It
We
landed
ain't got
at
there
Rip
yet.
Roaring. But I've learned a lot about kayaking on that trip because I did finish a class 4 rapid. I went all the way through, and that was huge considering I was in the wrong type of boat.
Oh
That was big. That was big for me. That was a big moment in my kayaking.
And that was the
Things.
and that was the first time you'd ever been through a class 4 rapid on anything other than a
Does
rapid.
instincts kick in?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Well,
Oh, God.
Survival
You can just kinda
instincts.
Yeah.
Survival instincts.
And speaking of survival, we will not be on a river without it. You will not catch us
we'll never do this again. This is just
with
young
that
and,
old time on a class 4.
young and stupid, and we wouldn't.
Oh, we're taking a waterfall this year.
Oh, I'm going to.
Make no mistake about it.
I'm going to.
So anyway, your boat gets away from me. You run down. You meet me,
My boat
and we're
moved for
standing on the
speed.
beach, and some rafters come by. Some guys on a raft, and so you hopped a ride with the raft.
Beautiful light blue boat.
Oh, dude, it was a nice boat.
Gorgeous. Oh man.
And they were
RMR, dude.
And the whole time they're like, "I can't believe you did this. I can't believe," and they're not, and they're trying to be nice because it was really stupid.
It was
really
dumb.
was. I mean, we realized that.
But it landed at Rip Roaring, and
we get down to so the people that caught the boat, they were a little concerned.
Yeah.
They said, "Oh God, there's a boat with no boaters." And they go and get the boat and they drag it up, and they're expecting a rescue squad because of the type of boat it was.
Yeah.
And what did we do, Garrett?
We kept going.
We kept going.
We did not stop. We finished the lower pitch.
We did finish the lower pitch.
And we did not flip.
We never
did not
swam.
flip.
We never swam. But
never swam the lower.
On Garrett's behalf, I will say he did take the chicken run.
I did. I had to go far right in Maytag. Yep.
Yeah, I did Maytag. You did not.
I went far right. It was a smart idea because you can die in Maytag. That's a bad rapid.
Maytag is.
It's a bad rapid.
The only reason Maytag will suck you back in.
The only reason why we went down is because our car was at the bottom. So we were
That's where our car.
We're like we either catch a ride with Joe or we finish the river. So we're like, let's finish.
Yeah, so we finished.
That was great. That was big ordeal for us. And we're gonna do that again. We didn't get to it this summer, but we're gonna get to it.
Yeah, we're gonna do it
this past summer.
Especially now that B-What's got an XP9.
Oh yeah, we're doing it.
We're gonna throw Justin in some. I'm sure Justin's going to end up with about Justin.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get him on.
We're gonna get him in something.
Are you listening?
You listening?
Yep.
We're gonna get
a used boat that's already purchased.
That's fine.
Correct?
Yeah, we'll get him in
not
something.
a new purchase.
No, not a new.
No,
So,
nothing.
Hey,
We're good.
that Bonafide was a used one too.
None of us have new boats. None of us have brand new boats.
I want one that doesn't cost my checkbook.
Hey, Stephanie,
Yeah,
mark yourself down for one.
I'm gonna relearn.
I got one
I'm gonna have
for
to
you.
relearn
You're
how to
right.
pack this year.
Yeah, I think packing's gonna be a big deal for us this year, especially for me and you. B-What?
Oh yeah, well you.
All right.
Katana, yeah.
I'm going Katana. You're going XP9.
Right.
All right, so that's gonna wrap it up for this first episode. A little bit of intro for little pigeon pirates here.
So we're just, thanks for hanging out with us. Just a little intro, getting to meet us, where we're from, where we started at, and
Dude, I can't throw.
come back and hang out with us in base camp. We're gonna record some more stuff and have some more episodes. And I hope you guys enjoy it. Paco, what about you? What you got to say?
Oh, I mean, just not a lot right now. Just excited to getting this podcast up and going and getting a lot of episodes.
Let's do it.
And a lot of no, you didn't hear a lot from Paco, but
Well, I just listened to. I was no part of any of these stories.
yeah, I mean, you joined late. You joined later in the group. I mean, like the beginning of it was.
We'll get to some stories that I'm in. That
damn, for a year it was us three.
Yeah, it was just us three. So like, we'll get some Paco stories, and you'll hear a lot from Paco.
Oh yeah.
But he's the man with the plan, and he's gonna set us up right.
That's right.
All right, so we'll see y'all next time.
See you next time.
Thanks, guys.